Hello friends, 632 days over. My previous video on 631 days over has been removed by YouTube channel saying that it was inappropriate. Well, starting from the southern war zone on Kherson front, Ukrainian army could not expand its bridgehead on Krinky despite occupying the central region, as it lacks heavy battle equipment and of course manpower, except a company of T-64 tank. Yes, of course it is being aided by the Ukrainian army from western bank of Dnieper River with artillery, long range RT as well as UAVs. In other parts of left bank of Dnieper River, there has been no changes. On Zaporizhia front, on Urikho sector, Ukrainians carried out many attacks near Verbov, but no gains. And similar was the situation on Rimivki salient. In north on Kupiansk front, Russian army is continuously attacking on the outskirts of Sinkivka and is on the verge of penetrating inside the establishment. In southern side of it, the Russian army carried out multi-attacks on Ivanovo-Kislovka and claims to have cut off these two establishments, the road communication and logistic lines. In Torsky direction, Russians made some marginal gains. In east on Avdivka front, Russian army made some good advance towards Novokalinovo, which is north of Krasnohorivka. This advance was made along perimeter of the railway lines. Heavy fight continues towards Petrovsky, that is towards Stepov. Both are names of same establishment. As far as industrial district is concerned, fight continues. Russians have made some minor gains towards south of Sivirny. In southern flank, the fight continues towards Vodyane, Sivirne, Opitnoe and also towards Pirvomaisky. On Bakhmut front, Russian army continues its offensive operation in northern flanks towards northeast of Bakhmut, where it is focusing on Bogdanovka after having controlled parts of Barkhovka reservoir. In south, like in north of Bakhmut, the Ukrainians have now taken up defensive position on Klishivka and Andrivka establishments. Russian military hit targets in Chuguev, which is in Kherson area, claims to have destroyed quite a lot of reservoirs of ammunition dumps. Speaker of Ukrainian Armed Forces has revealed that the Russian Air Defense Forces have begun to keep their fighters with long-range missiles for more than 3 hours with a purpose to harm economy of Ukraine. How? Because of this, like MiG-31s and now even Sukhois have started doing so, there are prolonged alarms in Ukrainian zones, causing the workers, peoples to hide inside the bunkers and thus harm Ukraine economically and of course their military efforts. Russians also hit Ukrainian targets in Mirgorod and elsewhere, while Ukrainians launch drones towards Crimea and their shelling towards northern part inside Russia and of course in east continues. An important information: IAEA says that Iran will be able to create 3 atom bombs in near future. It has approximately 128 kgs of charges, while to make one atomic bomb, it needs only 42 kgs. This will be of course lower level atomic bomb, but nonetheless at par with what Americans used in Hiroshima and Nagasaki at the end of Second World War. Coming to Palestinian-Israeli war, not going into detail, Israeli army is continuing its offensive against Gaza Strip. It has accepted that 51 of its soldiers have been killed in the war. I am not aware if it has talked about the losses of its armored vehicles, which have been in hundreds now, and of course the number of wounded soldiers and others. UNRWA chief said, "We are at risk of having to suspend our entire operation in Gaza due lack of fuel." This is United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestinian refugees in Near East, which is also part of United Nations General Assembly, was established in 1949 and had become operational since 1st May 1950. Why it lacks fuel? Because of Israelis have surrounded all the routes and not allowing them to reach to their head office and help thousands of Palestinian children, women, old people, wounded who need the help desperately. The present day war, if it is under the supervision and control of American hegemony, it has no human values. Well, that's all from my side, but I wonder if this video qualifies to be terminated. Your opinion please, and see you tomorrow. Thank you, friend.